Hello again. Welcome to today's talk. On behalf of Mind Matters Initiative, I want to take this opportunity to thank you who has set time aside to listen to me today. My name is Inviolata, and today I'm going to talk about types of stress. As you had earlier on watched in my previous video, you might understand whatever we are dealing with right now. Because I had initially introduced whatever stress is and how to understand more about it. You can go, if you haven't watched the video, you can go back and take a look at it before you come and get to know the types of stress. Now, straight ahead, the reason why we want to delve into knowing more about the different types of stress today is because we want to be able to show everyone that when they know and get to understand which kind of stress they are going through, they can be able to develop effective strategies, effective coping strategies to do with their stressors. So straight ahead into the type of stress number one, we have acute stress. Now, what do I mean by acute stress? This is the type of stress that happens when you are faced with something that you can deal with. Like, it's a type of manageable stress. It is oftenly a short-term stress triggered by recent activities or demands often considered normal and manageable. For example, some of this acute stress could be public speaking, when you are asked to talk about something in a public, meeting just a small scheduled deadline for your work, minor accidents. Those are some of the things that can group those stress as acute. Apart from acute, we have the chronic stress. Now, this one is opposite from acute stress. How so? It is somehow longer. It is somehow on a long term. It is defined as the ongoing stress from a long-term situation, leading to persistent feelings of anxiety and tension. For example, long-standing financial problems. Someone is ever in a conflict about their financial status, ongoing relationship conflicts, those conflicts in our relationships that are not be able to be solved. This one can lead to chronic stress. We have environmental stress. Now, we all know and understand what environment is. The environment is basically our surrounding. Now, this stress is caused by factors in one's surrounding, affecting their physical and mental well-being. For example, overcrowded living conditions. We have air pollution, noise pollution. For example, individuals who cannot survive in places whereby the environment is toxic. And what do I mean by this? Those individuals living with asthma or problems with their chest, they might have a certain way of life they are supposed to live in that. Apart from environmental stress, we have job stress or work stress. Now, this is the stress that is occurring when you are unable to meet all the work's demands. You have maybe conflicting relationships with the co-workers or the supervisors, or you feel like the work you are being given is too much for you, or you are unable to balance your personal life from your work environment. Those are the stress can result from that if you're unable to what I mean, if you are unable to effectively manage your work activities and your personal life activities, or balance all the work activities all together. Now, we have we have this another type of stress, the financial one. financial stress, sorry for that. Financial stress is the stress that arises from a situation whereby one is unable to manage themselves financially, or constant worry and anxiety over financial instability. It might be as a result of debts or continuous unexpected expenses. For example, you might be faced with an emergency that requires a lot of financial support. Hence, when you are unable to meet that, you may develop some stress. Apart from that, we have another type of stress known as traumatic stress. For those who do not understand trauma, it's something that is unexpected, as something, a sort of accident that is unexpected or has happened that you were not planning of in your life. What do we mean by traumatic stress now? It results from experiencing or witnessing a traumatic event, like, for example, an accident, natural disasters, or violence. For example, natural disasters like the current one ongoing in our country. We have the issue of floods in Kenya. You see those families who are displaced, they have lost all their properties. Some of family members are dead. Now, this kind of trauma is what gives them anxiety and worries, thus developing into stress, for they do not know how to cope with it, and they are now relying on government support, or just social support or psychological support. Apart from traumatic stress, we have now the psychological stress. What do I mean by psychological stress? This is the internal stressors like perfectionism, self-doubt, or negative self-talk. When one is talking negatively about themselves, or having a low self-esteem about themselves, this may cause them to have a constant doubt, thus leading to stress. We have a lot of situations whereby one is always encouraged to talk positively or keep being positive to maintain their to maintain a higher self-esteem. Now, this is one of the ways of building a strong mental health for yourself. It's just a way of building your own resilience towards developing issues with mental health. Now, we understand that each type of stress requires different coping mechanisms and support system for management. You have to understand the type of stress that you are currently undergoing through, so that you may be able to effectively manage that stressor that you are dealing with, that thing that you find ambiguous. When you understand it better, you know where it is coming from, you can be able to do away with that problem. Recognizing these types of stress of one is experiencing helps one to be aware of their own mental health status, and hence be capable of living a perfect, healthy life. Thank you again for listening to me today. That was as short as possible. Until next time, bye bye.